Great way to start off the Ceilidh here at the Celtic Music Centre here tonight as part of the Gaelic College, Ceilidh, tonight, and welcome to the Celtic Music Centre for our weekly Wednesday Ceilidh. And I know there's lots of people joining us online, and we're pleased to have Glenn Graham. We're saving Judique. I know he's looking over there in Inch, but he's a Judiker at heart for sure.
Always a Judique.
Always a Judiker, he says. And of course, Jackie MacIsaac. Yeah, and she also lived in Judique too, so we had her for a few years down here as well. It's great to have both of them here tonight, and I'm Rodney McDonald for those online. I know most people are here in the room, and we're joined by some folks. We thank you for coming out and joining us. It's meant to be a pretty relaxed Ceilidh here tonight, and we're looking forward to some good tunes. It felt like a big stew when you were playing that. You know, there was a little bit of Dunn-MacIsaac at the beginning, and then there was a little bit of Kinnan in there at the end with the Judique Rags Reel, and a little bit of Howie in there, and Jim Morris, and a little Glenn Graham in there too. But dandy stuff. So it's. You want to say anything about the tunes?
Well, if I can remember it. Well, the first one, you know, it's been played quite a bit around here. Sandy McIntyre's March. Three-turn march, and of course that would have been composed for the late, great Sandy McIntyre, who spent a lot of time at the college, big influence on many fiddlers that have come up through the ranks. Good friend too, and a great sense of humor, so that was me for him. We followed that up with 1977 Glendale Festival Strathspey. Composed, both of those were composed by Dunn-MacIsaac. And then went into Judiker's Reel, composed by a fellow who's lived close to Judique, but who's from Nabo, of course. Lawrence Johnet's Reel for Lawrence MacDonald, who lived across from the service station here, just behind the Celtic Music Centre. So Kinnan made that, and then followed that up with Craigish Hills by Father Hugh, and then, tune by John Morris was in there, the Black Horse, and a great tune that we learned off West Malibu Dance Tape. And what else was in there? I forget. Judique Grads too by Kinnan as well. Made for the Judique graduation class of 1991. Of course, the school isn't here, but a lot of the students are still around Nova Scotia and the world now. So yeah, a bunch of kind of mishmash of tunes.
Great stuff. No, that's a tune, the Kinnan tune at the end there. Kinnan's here tonight, so it's a good, it's a nice fit that he's here, because he, of course, was highly influential in your music, having been your first teacher, I guess, in addition to your dad, who had been playing in the house. I often think, you know, what we're trying to accomplish with the Ceilidhs in January, February, March is to give a little more home feel, but also a way to showcase some of the great places that have music. And the Celtic Music Centre is one of those places. So I encourage everyone who's online, if you're not familiar with the Celtic Music Centre, to please come and support them. They do a pile of work behind the scenes, the board, directors, and the staff here, and a lot of volunteers. So a round of applause for those folks here. We're thankful for having us here tonight. So on Sunday afternoons, of course, 2 to 5 is the music here. But once the full season opens later this spring, she's everyday music here. So come out for lunches, come out and support the different Ceilidhs, and take a look at their website. Or if you're local, take a look at the M&S Oran as well. And I know they have an ad there, but to take a look at the Facebook page and like them and follow them, and you'll get some great opportunities. You're involved in the board here, I guess, Glenn, or you have been in the past. Yeah, in the last number of years. And so Glenn's just one of those many volunteers, and I know there's others in the room here as well. So, well, we'll do some talking, and we'll get back to the tunes as well. And I'll get out of your way, and we're going to have tunes for about an hour online, and maybe a few tunes after that as well. So I'll hand it over to you. Okay. You want to say anything about the next tune?
Well, we just will switch over to some jigs here. Maybe I'll try C. Yeah. I'll try some C jigs. again, we'll stick to some of my grandfather's tunes, or grandfather's tunes again. I'll play a couple of my Don Angus and stick in maybe another one there by Dan Huey, Captain, and see what happens. Maybe Johnny Walnut Jig or something like that.
And of course, Stan Huey being a relative of Jackie, and her mom doing a lot of work, and Jackie, around making sure that a lot of his tunes were published as well. So, all right, Glenn Graham, Jackie Dunn. tonight too, and great tunes again, and some nice stuff. I know Glenn, of course you play a lot by ear, you play a lot and by music, by note as well, and both.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, it's an oral tradition, of course, so you listen a lot to try to get all the little intricacies and subtleties of the music, for kind of the ebbs and the flows, and sometimes some little spaces between the beats and all this kind of stuff. That comes by ear, and you have to, I think, really listen carefully to old tapes and try to, if you're lucky enough, which I was, to go to the dances when I was young and the concerts that were around here, I'd see a lot of Buddy playing around here, and I'd see a lot of King playing around here in particular. Then, of course, the other, this generation would be playing at the dances too, and you'd stop in and we'd hear these tunes all the time. So, by ear, but it's really important, I think, especially to honor the compositions of the people around here that compose music, to try to have that music available to play the music as they wanted it, as they composed it. So, and then put your own touches on it too. So I learned the written note from Kinnan, and a lot of the stuff by ear that if Kinnan wasn't around, my parents would be helping me with that. And Betty has always been good too, to help add in some corrections when asked, for sure. And Betty would never go and offer that to you, but I would like to ask her, and sometimes I'd ask Jackie too. Do I have that? Do you get that note right? Or the person may even be playing beside you, just noodling on the piano, and you say to yourself, "Oh, I didn't quite have that note in there. I better put that in next time I play it." So it's ear and it's the written note.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned like piano players, Betty and Jackie and others, and a lot of the piano players now, of course, are fiddlers as well. And you're not going to get off the hook tonight, Jackie, either. We'll ask Jackie some questions as well. But I was thinking about, you were lucky enough in the house as well, of course, with your mom, Mary, and having a piano player in the house, and who was also a great dancer as well. And your dad, of course. I remember, I often think of your dad and mom coming to visit our house, and it kind of reminds me of a real Ceilidh, because it would be a visit, but would end up downstairs at the piano, and your dad might be singing a Gaelic song, maybe there'd be a tune with your mom, and if you was to be dancing, that sort of thing. But you were fortunate, and of course Amy and Eileen and Dustin too, all into the music and loving the singing and step dancing and all the rest. So, but your mom, I mean, would she correct you too? And I mean, not just on the other ways, but just on the piano.
That's what moms are for. For sure, especially when I was really getting started, she would help, and just make sure I was playing the notes as closely as possible to what we call the locally accepted norm, I guess. And but never forceful. Always just there to say, I think you have that note wrong. Oh, that's a little too sharp, or something like that. But
too fast.
yeah, oh yeah, lots of that. So it was very important though to have her there, for sure. And she's always been a big help, and she's been a huge influence, for sure. And I think she probably, I know that I took a few lessons from you, Nancy, but just, and I'm not going to consider myself a dancer, but just learning the hop step, the hop and all that, a lot of us, it would have been our mothers teaching us that. And yeah, so very, very important influence. Of course, my father was too. I remember him playing Squirrel on the Tree. That's one thing that stands out to me as a really young fellow. And wanting to pick out a tune and learn how to play it. I think the Black Kojic was the first one that I tried. And
composer as well.
Yes, composed a few tunes, and so that was probably an influence on me too. And then I remember having visitors too, and Ken and Betty would be in, and I think I recall being very young and asking each of them, my mother and Betty, to play Keenan and Morgan on the piano so I could fall asleep down in my bedroom while they were on their visit. That was in the evening. So those are nice memories though, but they stick with you, and they have a big influence on you.
Very good. Everybody can lay their head down on the table here tonight and put us all to sleep. Okay, well, we'll get back to tunes. Before I do a couple of things I want to mention before we get back to music. I do want to mention this summer we have lots of Gaelic College weeks happening. So if you have a son or daughter or grandchild, or if you yourself want to come as an adult, the rooms are pretty full now for the summer for our classes. So you can check in just in case. But if not, day students are welcome as well. So if there's not an accommodation for you, you can come as a day student. And if you always want to learn how to play the piano or the fiddle or the pipes or step dancing or Gaelic language, Gaelic song, or whatever it might be, check things out. And we have our online lessons as well that are pre-taped. There's 180 online lessons that you can take for whatever you want at any point in time, wherever you are. And Jackie Dunn, of course, has been an instructor at the Gaelic College, and we taught there many years ago together. And at the same time, and Glenn has been an instructor, and is going to be an instructor this summer as well. I think in the second week this summer. So there's some great instructors. And so that's my little plug for the college, for those watching online. If you would like to make a donation, and I want to say thank you to those who have made a donation, whether they're here or whether they're online over the years. We really do appreciate it. Like the Celtic Music Centre here, we depend on raising money and donations, and it keeps our doors open, it keeps the Ceilidhs going, and that sort of thing. So you can do it either through PayPal, and Ryan McDonald, who's doing the live stream tonight, will put that up on the screen for you. But also, he'll put up Jennifer Daisley's email address for the college, and you can take e-transfers as well. And that's jennifer@gaeliccollege.edu. And I know that the CMIC would certainly welcome any donations as well. And over the course of this year, as they prepare to do all their cultural demonstrations, for the archives, for whatever it might be here to keep things going on Sunday afternoons. So we'll get back to music. They've heard me talk enough, but it's great chatting. And what's in store now? What do you think?
Maybe a Gaelic song?
Oh, Gaelic song? Okay, well, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You want to say what it is, or do you want
Just a Gaelic air, I've heard.
a Gaelic air?
Yeah,
Okay.
my father was singing, so.
You're welcome to sing at any point tonight, if you want, Glenn. Glenn, I should mention, Glenn's made some CDs, and he's a great singer and guitar player, as well as a fiddler as well. I don't know if he'll do that here tonight. He's looking at me with those eyes, but on his old recordings, and a great songwriter. Actually, one of your songs, "Whispers from Heaven," was played on a TV show. What was the name of the TV show?
Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek. So it was featured on that show many years ago. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so the second one, there was a Gaelic song too. It's Movada. So I guess our discussion earlier just made me think of that, and sometimes I play those two tunes together. My Mother, it's called, and we'd hear that quite a bit around here too. So I guess I'll go into a few more tunes, maybe Strat Space and Reels.
What's that? John Williams, Flip It Down.
ask Jackie some questions?
I think so.
We won't let her off the hook. Jackie, every time I see Jackie, I think of Done to a T, of course. Her CD released in 1995. And same year as mine, yeah. So it's easy to remember for the two of us right around the same time. And Jackie is a graduate of St. FX University, as is Glenn, and as is myself as well. But Jackie teaches at, which school are you at now, Jackie?
I'm at Anecdotes Education Center right in town. I have Glenn's daughter in primary.
You're teaching music?
I teach all music, P4 music. Yep, this is my final 3 months of my career right now. I taught in Marguerite, I taught in Judique, I taught in Antigonish. Yep, St. Andrews. I've been around 30 years.
Did she say
Nice.
Good. I'm old. Remember when he said that other generation? Yeah, I caught it. What else do you want to ask me, Rod?
Yeah. I probably should get the mic. Yeah. No, congratulations. Actually, no wonder you're smiling. 3 months left, and well, I can do that. Yeah, I'll speak for you. So 30 years, and it doesn't seem that long ago. You started the Marguerite down at the Northeast Marguerite School, and then you were doing some traveling, I think, from the different schools here, Judique, Portadown,
And then baby.
and then Baby
I
as
had
well.
you, baby.
Grade
Yeah.
1, primary.
So 3 months. You'll have a little more time for music and other such things, for life things. It's wonderful. Well, we wish you well with that.
Another recording.
And maybe another recording in the mix, and more fiddling and all the rest. So, I was, I usually end up asking people about where they learned, because I think it's good for folks online to know who your teachers were, that sort of thing. So maybe you could give us an idea of both fiddle and piano, your instructors, and maybe influences and that sort of thing.
I have to think. Well, I started step dancing first. My mother was a well-known step dancer. She's still living, but she hasn't danced in a few decades now, just with an injury. So my mother did the circuit of all the concerts in Cape Breton. She was from Queensville, near Glendale in Inverness County. And my mother taught dancing in Kanish. She was one of the first dance teachers in that time frame. So I learned to dance from Mom, and then she took me along, and I started dancing in Broad Cove, Big Pond, Glendale, all the summer concerts, and I guess that was kind of my in that I got hooked. So, and a lot of us danced first, a lot of our generation. And then I took piano lessons, like formal piano lessons from a few different people in Antigonish. And then I kind of taught myself recording on my own, but I had a couple of lessons with Maybelle down in Marguerite. And I had 2 lessons with John Morris. And of course, the 2 of them were very generous, but always thought, well, I can't teach you anything, because they just figured that, not that they couldn't teach, but they just felt so, that they didn't feel like they were experienced to teach, or that they thought that they were better than anybody else to teach. And of course, Betty Lou was a huge influence for me, and Hilda Chesson, even though not much older than me. Hilda was playing so young that they were just incredible piano players. Dougie McPhee, so many players. I hate to say names because I'll miss one. And fiddling was last. And I was Stan Chapman's first private fiddle student in Antigonish. And then he started teaching group classes. My mom had kind of convinced him to come to Antigonish to start teaching lessons. He had adult classes and children's classes. And then a lot of you traveled to Antigonish. Okay, in the later years, some went to Antigonish, you went to Crayfish. So Stan was my only fiddle teacher, and I had lessons with him for many years.
So, actually, I can put this out to either one of you, actually. Any funny stories you want to share with us from any of your gigs over the years, or anything like that, anything that comes to mind? Or maybe none you want to share? I still think of St. Anne's at the Gaelic College in about the mid-90s with this fella. And we started playing, and I look over, and he had sunglasses on, and he had no socks on. He just had the shoes and the pants on. You got socks on tonight?
I have them on.
You got socks on tonight, so, and, but I'll never forget that. I think there's pictures of that too. I've seen some. But, anything that comes to mind? No, I don't want to put you on the spot, so.
Not anything really funny, but, well, our generation was the group that first had to start buying sound systems and hauling them to gigs. Now it's so wonderful, you come into a building and there's an installed sound system. So we would have our cars loaded up to the roof with speakers and mixers and amps and cables and poles to put the speakers on and everything. And you'd arrive in the parking lot and you'd unload the gear and take the piano in and set it all up. Of course, you'd probably be running late. And Wendy and I had down to a science that there was one dance in Glen Cove, we had it set up in 3 minutes. So we always joke about that we could set the whole sound system up and be playing in 3 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot of lugging of gear that people don't realize. And we were fortunate because a lot of our speakers were smaller. I think of what Kinnan and what others would have been taking in the big speakers out of the rigs and such. So before I forget as well, I got some notes here and I wanted to mention a couple of other things just about the center here. So 25 years this year, the CMIC Society has been running and started in the hall, and then of course eventually built this building, and with some great leadership over the years, and they did a wonderful job. 25 years. So that's why and everyone involved. I hate to start mentioning any names, so they're all equally to be congratulated for all that they did. So on May 19th, not May 19th, May 17th is kind of the first weekend here at the center, the official kind of opening for the season. They're open year-round, of course, on the Sundays, but so take a look at what's happening on that weekend. The restaurant, the gift shop, the exhibit room, and lots happening. And I hear good things about the food this year again, and I think there's breakfasts and tacos and all the rest, and lots to take advantage of this year for food here at the Celtic Music Centre. So just along Route 19 for those that are joining us online, maybe don't know where the centre is. So when you turn onto Cape Breton, take a left and drive for about 20-25 minutes, and you're here. You can't miss it. And of course, Glenn, you're back here on May 19th, I believe, for the Sunday Ceilidh. I think I'm here not too many weeks before that, or not coming up as well. The Feish, there's a Feish this year as well. It's being led by Amanda McDougall, and a lot of intermediate and advanced classes here at the Celtic Music Centre. And I know we have one of the instructors here, Alison, who's going to be teaching some step dancing for that, and that's a great thing. So if you have a child in the local area and you want to take advantage of these classes, please do so. And what else? Oh, and Martha wanted me to mention as well, if you'd like to rent the facility, if you have a birthday or a wedding or anniversary or whatever it might be, please take advantage of it. There's the bar service here and food service as well. So I'm going to go back again and mention to those online, please tune in to our radio station, cbfm.ca online radio, and you can hear Cape Breton music 24 hours a day. And of course, Bain Babel, our site in Mabel. We have first year university students there now. We have first and second year coming in September, and it's a partnership with Cape Breton University. So we have, I expect to be about 25 students there in September, living on site, dining on site, and that's going to continue growing. the next number of years. So we have probably 11 there this year, and we have over 200 students as well online that are taking classes as well through there as well, under the leadership of Kenneth McKenzie. So maybe a couple of more selections. What do you think? I can grab my fiddle and join. Does that work, or do you want to play one before that and then I'll join you? Okay, you do one and then I'll jump on one at the end. Does that work? I'll get off. Yeah. Let's put our hands again together. Glenn Graham and Jackie as well. The great music. And what about your fiddle, Glenn? Where's the fiddle from?
The story, I don't have the whole story. I hear it came from North Ceilidh, actually. And I don't know how my father got that. But I heard a story about it where a relative of ours, Danny Johnny Rabbit, would come down to Judique, and this fiddle would be here. And he would ask to play this fiddle. And the fiddle has a lot of volume to it when it's not going through a sound system, so that might be it. It's a Stradivarius copy. It's nothing special in terms of material value, but there's lots of sentimental value to it. And it's a loud fiddle. The story about that too, there's a mark on here. The audience probably can't see it, but apparently it's a cigarette mark from Danny Johnny Round.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I heard anyway from my father on that. So he's had the fiddle, and then I think he gave it to Ken for a while. Ken gave it back to the family, and Denner had made a couple of comments about it too. It feels big in your hands. It's a big fiddle, but it does the job for me anyway. Yep.
That's a great story. Actually, I didn't realize that. I've been playing beside you for quite a bit in the last few years. I didn't realize that there was a cigarette butt mark on your fiddle. And all the history, though, more importantly. But that's a great story. Lots of fiddles have a lot of stories to them, so it's nice to hear that. So that's great. I should have mentioned as well. I mentioned that, of course, we're all sitting on the stage here at St. X grads and such. But Glenn teaches at Cape Breton University, and Dr. Glenn Graham, I should be, I guess, calling him. And of course, your wife Claire is a doctor as well, Dr. Claire Hamilton, and 2 kids, and both in school now.
Yes.
Grade 6 and grade?
Grade 6 and grade primary.
Grade 6 and grade primary. So, a little shout out to them as well.
Hi, Alec. Hi, Eva.
Hi, Alec. Hi, Eva. So everybody says hi to you here, and we know that you love the music as well, and hockey and all those types of sports as well. I know they're all into that, and the Hamiltons, of course, are great supporters of your music and have been over the years. So, there was one last thing I wanted to ask you. I can't think of it offhand, but so we're gonna play some tunes. I don't know what we're gonna play yet, so I'm gonna follow you. Whatever you get into, you take the lead and I'll follow along. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. So this is kind of getting towards the end of our Ceilidh, actually. I don't know exactly.
8:26.
Oh, well, we're doing it right. And we'll have some tunes after that as well. But the floor is open if anybody wants to do a step or anything like that too. So don't be shy. It's okay. And so final things. Next week as well, we are on the road for Ceilidh in Victoria County, just up the road from the Gaelic College, at one of our staff members' houses. And so we're looking forward to that. Andrea Beaton is coming over to play tunes, and so we're very much looking forward to that. And so that will be, we're recording that just before the Wednesday, so we'll be played on Wednesday. And then on May 1st, we're back live at the Gaelic College. So if you happen to be in the area, please drop into the Gaelic College for our Wednesday night Ceilidh. That's 7:30 to 9, and we love having live people on site. And we will have our Gaelic students there as well for the month of May. So we have an immersion course, 2 courses happening, and we'll have students on site as well.
And also for
I'm trying to think if there's anything about, for the Judique area. Come visit Judique and explore all that it has to offer, the trail system and much, much more. Judique on the Floor Days, that's in August. Yeah, so Judique on the Floor Days in August. The trail system, the Celtic Music Center, there's lots to do in the area. And as well, there's some sessions coming up while we have folks here. There's a session on right now at the Admiral in Port Hood, and they're going to do that Wednesday nights. And so that's exciting. And I think Brian McDonald's there tonight, and I believe Kinnan is there, Kinnan and Betty next week at the Admiral in Port Hood. So if you have an instrument, if you're a fiddler or a guitar player, or whatever it might be, a piano player, drop down and join the sessions. And tomorrow night, on Thursday night at the Dunn-MacIsaac Mountain Gaelic Historical Society, there's a session. Portion of the guys, Kinnan and Betty, I believe, are both there tomorrow night, so bring your instruments there. But there's sessions all over the island. Go to Sydney and is it the cider?
Island Folk Cider.
Island Folk Cider.
Yep.
So that's, I believe they just had a session there. But there's lots of other places as well, the Blue Mist and more. So take advantage of all these sessions and visit our website at the Gaelic College and follow our Facebook, and we'll try to keep you up to date on what's happening. So that's great. Okay, I'm gonna grab my pen. This Sunday, who's here at the Celtic Music Center? Andrea's here this Sunday?
Andrea, Troy, and Tracy.
Andrea, oh, that's a great lineup. This Sunday at 2 p.m., Andrea Beaton, Troy McGilvery, and Tracy McNeil here at the center. So don't miss it. 2 to 5, and there'll be lots of square sets and such here as well. Okay, sorry. You share that.